It's 6:26, so I want to welcome in meteorologist Jeff Linder. He's the director for the Harris County Flood Control District. And as we're tracking potential tropical cyclone 1, I want to talk about the impacts here locally. And currently, we're experiencing high tide. So Jeff, I wanted your expertise when we're talking about Galveston or really along the coastline. How does high tide interact with the coastline, and what can some of the Galveston residents expect this morning?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem we're facing right now is the tides along the coast. We're coming into that morning high tide, and we're probably going to come up just a little bit more along the coast. We're kind of reaching that peak. We're definitely going to see some additional rises in Galveston Bay, down around Seabrook and Shore Acres and Clear Lake. We still have the tide coming into those areas, so probably another foot or so in Galveston Bay, where we're starting to get toward that peak on the Gulf beaches this morning. And we certainly are having impacts down there with roadway flooding, some issues over on Bolivar and down in Brazoria County on Blue Water Highway. And so, the good news is we're not seeing a lot of heavy rain that's interacting with this. And so we're not having a lot of additional drainage issues down in those coastal areas because the rainfall so far has been relatively manageable across the area.
Yeah. What would you say your recommendations would be for, let's say, anybody either in Galveston right now, they had an Airbnb and they're there, or they were thinking about driving there? What would be your timeline to say, hey, wait it out before you drive down there, or when can you come back, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we're going to see very slow improvement today with the tides, with those gusty winds, 40, 45 mile an hour winds blowing toward the coast. It's going to keep those tides elevated for most of the day. So even though we're going to reach high tide here very shortly, it's going to fall very slowly, and the water is going to be elevated for much of the day. And we're going to go into another high tide tonight and tomorrow morning. Really, we see much better improvement as we get into Thursday, and we'll start to see those tides come down and the coastal flooding subside. But for today and even into tonight, we're going to continue to see minor to moderate coastal flooding in those areas. So, as we always say, don't drive into any high water. It doesn't matter if it's seawater or rainwater. Water's water, and don't drive into it.
And you said it the best, all the rain right now is manageable rain. We always appreciate your expertise this early in the morning. Meteorologist Jeff Linder, thank you so much. We'll have a look at your full forecast coming up at 6:30.